Cubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go Cubby, son Ranto, son Ranto, son Ranto and the lovable loser. Son Ranto, son Ranto, son Ranto and the lovable losers. Son Ranto.
Baby, you sound excited. You're ready to be here tonight. Woo!
Yeah, always ready, because the rest of my life is very boring.
Well, we promise this won't be boring. And I do have to point out that to the podcast listeners that I had my boobs a-shaking as Michael was shaking the rafters with that scream into the camera, because I'm currently wearing my brand new obvious shirt celebrating the night the backup catcher got the win, John Baker Day, all 16 innings there on the Wrigley scoreboard. It's a thing of beauty. I love this shirt. It's got the John Baker Day logo on the side. Thank you to Kurt from Ivy Envy, who somehow on some old hard drive managed to find the vector image that we needed to turn into a printable item. So that ended up on the sleeve. It is available, and I freaking love this shirt. It is an awesome shirt. People are going to think it's another shirt, and it's going to be this shirt. They're going to think it's the Game 7 shirt, but it's not. It's an even more exciting game that also went into extra innings.
Yeah, I can't wait. And it's funny because you've got that shirt on. I was all ready to get it. We had just gotten notified that, like, it's at the shop. I just have to pick it up. We were there before the game on Saturday at Almost Home. It's literally
right across the street. Yeah.
I can see the obvious shirts, and I forgot to go over and pick my shirt up.
It happens, though, because you're hanging out, and I have definitely had errands to run in the Wrigleyville area, and ended up talking to people, hanging out too late. Obvious shirts gets closed, didn't end up going by, like that's definitely happened to me. So I understand how this can happen, because we had a really good time. But before we get into that amazing time we had this weekend, all hanging out with everybody, I do want to mention that this show is brought to you by those people that we saw this weekend, the Ranters that support us at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Also in the clutch shirts, they support us, and they're supporting John Baker Day. This year, they've given a $50 gift certificate for the raffle. Nice. Matt Kammerer's Permanent Painting supports us, and I'll get into a beautiful thing that Matt Kammerer did for Crawley and his 50th birthday. I'll show some pictures of that in a second. And also, of course, Penguin Imprints. And, dude, did you see the brand new openers that Tom's doing? The beer openers?
Oh, the Yumper's doing.
Yeah.
You had me. I was like, Tom?
Who? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yumper. Yeah. So I call him by his Christian name.
Yeah. Those openers are great.
I'll put them up right now.
They're bottle openers, and they're square pieces of metal, and then they're laser engraved. And he's got a Walter Payton in there, which is amazing. My favorite football player of all time. Paul Canerico, Ryan Sandberg, Michael Jordan, Sammy Sosa, but probably the piece de resistance, the thing that you will not get anywhere else. Al Bundy in his Polk High football uniform, number 33. And I believe it says it says either 3 or 4 touchdowns in a single game, because that was always his claim to fame from the old Married with Children show.
I never got into that show personally. Did you like it?
Oh, yeah. I watched living crap out of it. I've tried to watch more recently. It doesn't hold up quite as good. There's still some funny stuff, but man, I watched it all the time. On the drive up on Saturday, we were going past Buckingham Fountain, and I looked at Emily and I said, Love and marriage. Love
Yeah.
and marriage.
I mean, I love that it's from Chicago. I always found, I know it was kind of making fun of sexist relationships and like those kind of guys that are just like your everyman, like piece of shit guy. I know they're kind of making fun of that, but I also like hate that guy so much that I just don't want to like spend any more time with him than I actually absolutely have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
No,
get
I-
it.
yeah,
That
I-
it was
I-
like, you know,
I totally get it. The thing that gets me, I think, more than anything now is the slutty teenage daughter. That
Oh,
was
yeah, well,
Christina Applegate.
that was
And
the
I-
reason to tune in to that one. She
And
was,
I think when I was her age, I was loving that. And now that I'm a 50-year-old man, I'm like, ooh, that's hard. It's hard to watch.
So you can get your Al Bundy opener if you are a fan, amongst these other openers, if you go to the Penguin Imprints store and use code Bleacher Bunch, you get 20% off. That's a good deal. And I would also like to mention that you can buy this obvious shirt. I did share the link to it in the chat, the John Baker game. Please buy it because Joe's going to give a donation to Trapdoor Theater based upon the number of shirts that get sold. So the more shirts you buy, the higher that donation will be. And also, I'd like to point out that Fanarchy, it sponsors our show, and Fanarchy sent me a bunch of swag, hats and shirts, and I passed almost all of it out at the Ranter festival that we had the 18th of July. Let's show some pics of that. Hashtag chance in the chat, though, I should mention before we move on. Chris Salato's doing it, and you should be too. So is Mr. Fourth Row, Artie Boucher. Little Yumper is here. Alex is here. Dominic's here. We just saw Dominic on just on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
He was
his
up in
wife,
Chicago. He got up at 4 a.m. They got on the road at 4:30 so they could be there in time to see the grand opening of the Champions Gate.
Yeah, let me put up a picture here. There's him and his lovely wife, and Captain Cubbo showed up in uniform as always. I want to do this before and after 2016 to 2026 picture thing, and Cubbo, and I want to make a music video for the song 10 years ago. I put a Patreon post out today. I wanted to get, just do like, here you are in 2016, here you are in 2026, either do side by side or like fade one into the other, or whatever ends up working out best. Anyway, the Cubbo one's hilarious because it goes from like, he's just wearing a Mexican wrestling mask to like, I am now a samurai warrior. He's really stepped up his game in the 10 years. So it cracks out. Some people get, more gray beard, or they get fatter, or their kid is older, that kind of thing. But his is like, he went from, he just upped his budget.
And what's funny is whenever we're running the pictures at the start of the show or some of the things, and I see all these pictures of myself from 10 years ago already, just in random things that we do. And I'm always like, oh my God, my beard is so gray now. Like, it was pretty dark back then.
You wish it was gray. It's freaking white, and so is mine.
Yeah, no, well, it's kind of,
you got some
dark, a little gray, but it's a lot of white. You're right.
Look at that. I didn't have this. Remember, I used to have a red beard. That's gone. I got a red mustache still. Maybe I got to, start looking like some of these young bucks that, the looks maxing guys. They all got mustaches. Man, just lose the beard altogether. Just go stash.
I worry about that sometimes. Like, because I could see myself in the shot here on StreamYard where we're recording, and I'm like, you know what? You can only see my mustache. I feel like this other stuff is just so white that it's just gone, and I just look like I've got a big ass mustache instead of an actual full facial hair.
Because the point originally was of growing the beard is to give some definition to your jaw, and now it just like turns it into a vortex where like your vision disappears and you just have a concave face. Oh well. that's aging for you. You all end up concave in the end.
Artie has a great idea. We need Just for Men as a sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, we we certainly would be candidates to sell that stuff at this point. Although that looks ridiculous because you can always tell the guy that's brushed it all in, especially like the day after he fucking did it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, Blackbeard. Like,
I know you
once you have a
you
ferret
gotta
on
do
your
it, like,
shoulder.
3 or 4 days before you think you're going to see anyone.
Yeah, because you're gonna have like a smudge of the ink like up on your cheek that you can't get off. You're like sitting there with your wife's makeup remover, like, get off, damn spot, out, damn spot. What's that from? Out, damn spot.
Oh, I don't know.
What is that from? It's like
Yeah.
it's Hamlet.
Oh, well, that's why I don't know.
I think
I'm not a big fan of Shakespeare.
it could be Macbeth. Could be Macbeth. It's definitely Shakespeare. She's trying to rub a stain clean of blood and it won't come out, you know, and a very dramatic moment. If you're trying to clean up the blood, something happened that you're trying to cover up. It was a lot easier back then before all the cameras. Hamlet didn't have freaking flock cameras following his carriage everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could kill anybody you wanted back then.
You really could.
It would take days before even their closest family and friends would notice.
Yeah, you'd be in Mexico. They're like, you never came home. And then they find him in the woods. They're like, I think somebody killed him. What makes you think? I don't know, 7 bullet holes in his back. Anyhow, we had a great time with the Ranters with banter such as this. You know, I don't think we talked about the Cubs once. But I'm going to put up a few more pictures of the day. Here's the crew out there. And we had a million Cubs came out. And Jeff came, Ari, and your son, of course. And I had an interesting talk with Eli about the what's it called? El Nino?
Oh, the super El Nino that's coming in right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting kid. I mean, he really knew his stuff about the El Nino. I mean, to a guy who likes weather and is majoring in weather, like this is the Super Bowl right now. El Nino is the Super Bowl for weather people.
And he really does know his shit, and he will talk about it. And I always laugh, you know, whenever, you know, I always tell people it's like, yeah, when you talk to your parents and you're talking about the weather, it's because you got nothing to talk about. Yeah. When I talk to my son about the weather, it's I'm learning all sorts of shit that I never knew.
Yeah, he's literally going to get a job with the Farmer's Almanac when he gets out. Like he was telling us, he'll be working with Cubstradamus over there. But I wanted to say, Bo is the million Cubs card guy. So he was telling me at this event that he's collected all these commons of just not the Cubs, but he's got all these other baseball cards. He's got 2 million cards. And because he's collected them, now he's trying to get rid of them. So he's documenting him getting rid of these 2 million common cards. And I'm like, dude, if you ever have any 80s freaking random dudes with funny names, if you do a repack and send them to the Son Ranto show, we will break packs. You know, for all your Al Bumbries and, you know, Paul Ossenmachers, like bring it our way. Paul Ossenmacher on the Braves.
I found a dude today that I was going to do a silhouette for because I just thought it was hilarious that his name was Gabe Gabler. Gabe Gabler. He's from the 1950s. He only had one card, but his real name was actually like William Lewis Gabler, but they called him Gabe because that was his last name. But when I first found him, that's what he was listed under, was Gabe Gabler. And I'm like, who the hell, you know? And on a week when we had Dylan Dingler, I was like, I want to go with Gabe Gabler here, but I couldn't find a good one for him.
So. It's like me being Daniel Danielson.
Like, yeah.
Michael Michelson.
Dan Danler.
Dan
Michael
Dan. Exactly. Michael Michelson. That's pretty good. So anyway, I have a great time with all those guys. Here's also Tom was there, Joey, and Daryl, who's I met him at one of the Lockdown Cubs events at the very same bar at Almost Home. We hit it off. He gave me some tickets. He had some extra tickets that day. He goes, hey, you want to go to the game? And so I did, and they were great seats, and he hooked me up big time, and he's been coming around ever since. Really great dude. There's the whole crew right there, the Ranters. Now, there is one person that's kind of missing from this little pregame meetup. It's because she was late, and the person, of course, I'm talking about is Bernie Barron, who we had planned, me and the whole Ranto crew and Joey Wrigleyville Bum from last year's winner of the Ranter of the Year. We had planned to give Bernie Barron the Ranter of the Year award because we weren't sure if we're going to get in another event to do it in, because it was tough this year. So I'm going to play the speech of Joey giving her the award because I did videotape it. I missed the very beginning, but I got most. And
I can't wait for this because we talked about this after the game, and I talked to Bernie when I saw her because I was already gone.
Right, everybody was gone. Home. It was only me and Joey, and then Bernie and her friends came. Bernie, Kim, and I forget the other woman's name, but I think we were the only ones left because we didn't have tickets for the game, and you guys all did. We ended up going to the game, but still.
Yeah, So I'm looking forward to watching this right now. So,
well, first I want to put up this Wrigleyville Bum did this Bernie Barron as the AI Ranter of the Year. She used AI and used this picture of her, but this is a really good reason to dry up those streams and rivers is to use it to make these wonderful graphics. Because Lord knows we don't have the budget to pay anybody else, but we do have plenty of streams and rivers to dry up to make these wonderful graphics. But anyway, Bernie's freaking awesome. If you don't know her, well, it's your loss because she's a great person, so kind, so generous, so supportive, and just is a fun, loving person and a joy to be around all the time.
Yeah, she is. And just such a great attitude. And she's got the quintessential Chicago accent as well when she's talking.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I think she sounds a lot like Chicago Party Ant. You remember when they made that Twitter account into a cartoon for Netflix?
Yeah. That was a great account.
She sounds a lot like that. And she really it's just great. She's so much fun to talk to. And she's hilarious. And that's part of it. It's she has the accent, but then she's also funny. And then so it just makes it better. She could totally take that act on the road.
Yeah. I mean, on the road. It's the Bernie Barron show. The nicest person in the world. Here she is, Bernie Barron. Anyway, this video is 2 minutes long. Here it is. I'm just prefacing that just to let you know that it is 2 minutes long, and hopefully you can hear it okay because there's a lot of background noise, but you'll check it out. But here's Joey Wrigleyville Bum giving the Ranter of the Year award to Bernie Barron.
My wife and I first met this year's Ranter of the Year at Christmas caroling 4 years ago. She was one of the first individuals who came up to us, the two of us, and introduced herself and gave us flashing multicolored necklaces to wear. I knew we would soon call her a friend. This person is generous with her time, her love of the Cubs, and just has a welcoming presence. Her generosity with Cub tickets, buying drinks and food for her Cub friends, and her positivity and generous hospitality makes her the perfect candidate for Ranter of the Year. Thank you for all that you do and for welcoming my family as part of yours. There's nobody better to hang with and watch her let loose during a Bleacher Bum band show. Her love of the Cubs, kind heart, helpful nature, and overall generosity have impacted many Ranters in the entire Cubs community. I am proud to announce that this year's Ranter of the Year and future graduate of the Bill Sugas School of Sportsmanship, Bernie Barron.
Yay! Yay!
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Congratulations. Well, you got to give her, it's in the bag.
We have a trophy.
I got it wrapped. I got it all wrapped. It's so nice in this Tony's bag. It's like a Tony Award.
Thank you. God.
And here we got a.
I'll make a video or do something.
Here we go. Here's your official award.
Thank you. Oh my God, I love it.
All right, I
Go
got.
Cubs.
It's the dog.
Fuck MAGA. Okay? You can't be MAGA if you're going to want one of these. Fuck 'em. Okay?
I
So
love it.
fucking funny.
Yeah, her acceptance speech. Fuck mega.
Yeah.
One of us. One of us. Oh man, I freaking love her, and I see that she's getting a little bit of love in the comments. So
Yeah,
congratulations,
and
to Bernie.
and a great speech by Joe. Absolutely a great speech. I think all the things that he said, I think truly do encapsulate what she means to this community. So
Yeah. So congratulations to her, and thank you to Joe for reminding me. And then because he's the one that came up with it, he's like, "Hey, since we're not doing Ranter Fest, like, what are we doing for Ranter of the Year?" I'm like, "Dude, good point." And I really hadn't been clocking it, been so busy trying to get my show going and everything, and get John Baker Day organized and stuff. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that," you know. So anyway, thank you, Joe, for being a big part of it too.
yeah,
Really, once Ranter of the Year, always Ranter of the Year. Bill Sugas was the inaugural winner.
yeah.
She's the third.
It's Bill, it's Joe, it's Bernie, and and maybe this winter we'll all get together in some way, and maybe we can have another like more formal celebration of Bernie there, because we just didn't get to do.
It was only three of us. Yeah. Yeah. We need to hoist her on our shoulders and sing for She's a Jolly Good Fellow.
Yeah,
or
let's
something.
we do the Jewish wedding, put her on a chair and throw her around.
Yeah. So, well, and I don't know that we're going to, there's Cubs caroling. There's that date, which we have yet to set, but I feel like I did look up the other day, but we'll do that. But then it seems like freaking Cubs convention is going to be canceled because of the labor strife. So,
which means perfect opportunity for an unconventional, because there's nothing to fight against. That's always the hard part. Like we were doing it and then we kind of fell off and we were just doing the Cubs caroling, because it's kind of hard to do the unconventional at
everybody
the same
wants
time.
to. Yeah, exactly.
So if they're not going to do it, maybe we put together our own little unconventional.
Oh, we will. If they're not doing it, and it'll be the biggest, bestest one ever. In fact, I say we just go take over the Sheraton. Like, what are they going to do if we all just go in there and just take over the Sheraton, just hang out in that lobby, all wearing Cubs gear and autographing each other's freaking pictures of ourselves? Incredible.
Yeah,
Same
that would be actually really fun. And look, the players have nothing to do this offseason.
They might show up anyway. Just
we might be able to get a few of them to swing by, just because what the fuck else are they going to
give you $20 an auto? Like, just to hook us up. we'll be good. They'll make money. They'll pay for their flights that way. So the game itself was pretty freaking awesome. I cannot believe that somehow Anthony Rizzo got, well, first of all, I should preface by saying everybody already knows this, but the 2016 Cubs were sitting in the right field bleachers the one time that Michael Cotton sits in the left field bleachers. So great timing on that, my friend.
It was so funny. Just the other day, so like we're walking over there. Eli and I are walking over to the game, and we're talking about where we want to sit. And it's so hot. It is so hot. And the wind was actually blowing from right field to left field. And we were kind of like, well, maybe we'll sit in left field, because then we'll actually get a breeze. Otherwise, we won't have any breeze.
And the sun comes right down on you. That's why right field sucks, because the sun just comes right in your eyes as it sets.
Yeah. Well, then we see Ari and Jeff. Cubs magic number Jeff and Ari Soglin, and they're walking over, and I don't know, there was never really any discussion. I just thought they were going to left. I think they thought we were going to left. We all ended up in left. Joe the other day, or not Joe, Jeff the other day texts me and says, "You're a right field guy?" He's like, "I'm a right field guy." Why the fuck were we sitting in left field when all the Cubs were in right field? Like, both of us wanted to go to right field. And the one time when we could have been right next to the entire 16 team, we were sitting in the left field like assholes.
And even crazier is Jeff gets a call from the Cubs' old bullpen catcher. What was his name? It's just slipping away from me right now. I had it. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Chad something?
Yes, Chad Noble.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you. So Chad Noble sends Jeff a text. He's like, "Get your ass over here," because Jeff's in left. Jeff's always in the 504 spot. You know, his seat that is on his ticket that it says Jeff's seat in the corner. No, Chad's like, "Come on over," because Chad's with the 2016 team. And so Jeff went and sat in right field with the 2016 team. And look at this picture. This is during Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Look in the lower left-hand corner. There's Jeff singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game right in front of John Lester, Dexter Fowler. You can see Miggy up top, Franklin Font, Anthony Rizzo, John Lackey's there, and there's Bleacher Jeff. So I didn't even know that he was over there. I was actually worried that something was wrong with Bleacher Jeff because he wasn't there that day. And I was like, where the hell is Bleacher Jeff? I had no idea he was sitting over there. I'm just randomly taking pictures over there thinking I could maybe see something.
So Jeff was back and forth because I saw him a few times over in his spot, said hi. We talked a little bit. But yeah, I saw him a few times in his spot. But yeah, no, that's awesome that he was able to go over there and hang out with those guys. I didn't realize he had headed that way.
He said they were so cool and they all knew who he was. And when we saw him later on at the Bleacher Barbecue, he was just on cloud nine. I mean, I think he was actually on cloud nine beers. It's really where he was.
Yeah.
I was like, he was speechless. Actually, he was just too drunk to talk. But absolutely amazing experience for him. So I was so happy for him. And once again, do you know what I love most about when these things come out that when Bleacher Jeff ends up in places like this?
Because everybody hates Bleacher Jeff so hard on social media.
Yeah, and they got to suck a fucking egg to look at this picture. It's like, well, the 2016 Cub champions seem to like him. I don't know what your fucking problem is, bro.
Yeah.
No,
and it was a fun day. I did not go to the Champions Gate opening. I was not going to get up
I
that
left
early
that out. Yeah.
to go there. I did watch it later. It looked like it looked like a really good event, little thing. I was when they were announcing the 16ers, they were all coming out on the field. I thought the funniest thing, though, I believe they said Cubs pitcher.
They did.
Matt Caesar.
Yeah.
We were like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, whoops.
Honestly, they should have said Cubs bat boy.
Do you know
Matt
what I was
Caesar, because his bat played such a big role in that playoffs.
We were talking about that. They called him pitcher. I bet it said pinch hitter because that's kind of what he was. And he was more of a pinch hitter than anything. So
it was, it was really weird when he popped up because he was like one of the first people out of there. But I believe like they did bring pitchers right after him. So like maybe he was just kind of in the wrong spot where they jumped the gun on pitcher. I don't know.
Yeah. The intern fucked that one up.
Yeah.
Or maybe Matt just, who knows, a clerical error. But anyway, this is the emblem that sits atop of the gate. And it looks great. I mean, it's very shiny. When the sun hits it, it is really sparkly. And I must admit, like, it looks really good. So
it does look good.
I do see people having a problem with it. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's a fucking gate. Every goddamn freaking team has something like this, and now we got one. Like, who cares, really?
Yeah. Well, and yes, they did it for the 16ers. The 16ers were there. They were doing it. But you see in this picture right here, on the left, you see 1907. On the right, you see 1908. There are plaques in this for the 07 and 08 teams from 120 years ago now, and I think that's really cool too. And I heard that Mordecai Three Finger Brown's relatives, his descendants, were there to pull the covering off of the 08-07.
Yeah, that was the only.
That was cool.
It was cool, but that was the only part that was kind of awkward. because Mordecai Brown's family went up there and one of them's missing a hand and the other one's like limping up there on a stump because, it runs in the family. So they went to pull down the sheet that was in front of the plaque. It took for freaking ever. And everybody's like, hey, somebody want to help them? Like the whole family is missing freaking parts of their body. It's just embarrassing. The Brown family is just accident prone, if you will.
But that's absolutely like the best way to do it. It was Three Finger Brown, and it's his great granddaughter, one-armed Nancy,
one-armed Bessie. Yep.
Yeah, and then Eileen, his great grandniece. Like. I mean, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah. His grandson with no arms and no legs that laid in front of a door named Matt.
Oh, they laid him right in front of the gate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Matt Brown, Matt Mordecai Brown.
Yeah, they hung one of the kids on the wall, and his name's Art.
Yeah. Oh my God, we could keep going with this if you want.
Yeah. Oh well, we used to as kids. These are old jokes. So yeah, so the gate's cool, and then to cap it all off, you have the Bleacher Barbecue, and the first thing I did was show up and give Crawley his present, which is just incredible. Matt Cameron, you outdid yourself. I sent Matt a picture of Crawley at some baseball game with his shirt off and holding a beer, standing on top of the chair with his fly half open. And Matt recreated it on the map of the city of Chicago. And I'm showing them to the podcast people. I'm showing the watchers of the show right now the incredible job that Matt did. And thanks for everybody that pitched in. I sent Matt a bunch of money today. If you still want to get in on that and add your name to the Crawley pitched in list, just email or Venmo Matt. Venmo Matt $5. Yeah. And I'm done being the middleman. Find out what Matt Camber's Venmo is. Venmo him $5. Tell me you did so, and I will put you on the list of people that donated, because I did not send that to Crawley. Because it's from the Rant. I just put it from the Ranters. It's from the Ranters.
And I would totally get in on that, because I haven't put in on it, but I didn't realize that was happening at the time.
I couldn't post it anywhere. And I didn't want to do private messages to everybody like, hey, give me $5 because I'm getting this for Crawley. We're all pitching in. But
so this picture is so good because it's the map of Chicago. It has the Chicago skyline, and then there's Crawley with his leg up like on a bleacher seat with a beer, and he's shirtless. But here's the thing. Whenever you see the baseball players, you see the Ron Santo, the Kyle Schwarber, the Ernie Banks, all these, they're playing baseball, and the map is there or whatever. And it's just, you're connecting them with the city. But this picture looks as if Crawley is the king of Chicago. the way he's looking and the way he's standing, like, there is no like, oh, he's associated with this. No. Crawley's the king of Chicago in this picture. It's amazing.
Yeah, and he loved it, of course, and so he thanks all the Ranters. And we got our picture snapped with him too. Those were some fun years during COVID when we were doing those pre and post games with Crawley every day. He's always on this show anyway. Yeah. I almost asked him to be on tonight, but he's in Pittsburgh right now on a little trip with his wife. He'll be at those games this weekend. So if you are, but shout out to Bob and Ken. I got a couple of pictures of Bob here. There's Bob at the grill, at the Bleacher Barbecue. The food was incredible. They had these different flavors of sausage. They also had like this Asian chicken thing with and corn that was dipped in butter. Look at that. Look at those chickens. I mean, he had those marinated forever. They were so tender. Bob did such a good job. He had like 3 or 4 barbecue grills set up in a whole station where they dipped your corn. It moved along at a pace. We hung out with what's his name? Garrett, the new bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
Garrett Lloyd.
Yeah. Jeremiah Poprocki stopped by. Miguel came through, hung out, and had some food. Like, it was You know, it was really cool. I actually told my neighbor about this yesterday. I was kind of trying to explain the feeling of it because this doesn't happen anywhere else. It's literally right there at Ball Hawk Corner. It's the Wrigleyville neighborhood. No other ballpark has this. I mean, you have Fenway out there, but basically the Red Sox bought up all the streets and it's just sort of like whatever they want to do. Right. This is all organic stuff. You got your mom shrine right there. You got Ball Hawk Dave is chilling and he's selling his balls and just hanging out, drinking beer. And then they have this like great cookout, you know, and later this year they'll do the ball burning and we'll have the, you know, the buffet and the seats on the last home game. And like all of these things are, it truly, when you get to go to them, it really lets you understand and makes you feel that being a Cubs fan is better than being a fan of any other team.
Any other team. No, I mean, I agree. Well, it's just like people ask me, oh, you love baseball. I'm like, well, sure.
Yes.
But yeah, what I really like is being a Cubs fan. I really like Wrigley Field and I really love Chicago and I love living in Chicago. Like it's not just that I mean, for example, we are 36 minutes into this show and the only thing we said was that a home run got hit to Anthony Rizzo. And we didn't even talk about that much.
We didn't even finish that
thought, which was the only baseball related thing that happened. The Cubs won that game, which thank God they did because they tend to lose games like that. We're in front of the dignitaries when everybody's there. And then, but to sing Go Cubs Go with those guys on a day like that made a lot more sense than at the 100th anniversary game, for example, when they blew it in the ninth inning and everybody went home sad and cold and dressed like 1914 people.
Yeah.
So it makes you look even dumber with the walk of shame with your fucking monocle and your bicycle with one giant tire.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, you know what? Let's get back to that real quick. Let's hit that Rizzo story. Everybody already knows it, but Rizzo showed up in the bleachers last year. Moises Ballesteros hit his very first home run of his big league career, and it bounced off of Rizzo's hand. And he did not get that ball because it was just Rizzo and a couple other people, and they were out there. This time, here he is a year later. It's the next time he's in totally different area of the ballpark. And Michael Busch rockets a ball right to him. And this was before the people in the stands actually knew
that they were
where the 16ers were sitting. Nobody knew they were over there.
Nobody knew they were going to be in the bleachers at all. We figured they'd have some luxury box and then they'd sing the stretch from the booth or the box like they tend to. Not the bleachers.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you got Anthony Rizzo sitting there holding his baby. So it was one of those like trying to catch the ball while also holding a baby situations. And it was amazing. Like just that the ball found him yet again.
Incredible. Just incredible. And once again, adding to the magic that is Wrigley Field.
Yep. And then we talked later too, because Michael Busch made an amazing catch over
on the tarp.
Yeah. Which Anthony Rizzo famously jumped up on the tarp, stepped out into the seats, caught a ball against Craig Counsell's Brewers. Craig was pissed about it. 1 year later, he did the exact same freaking thing to the Brewers, and it pissed Counsell off enough that they ended up getting a rule. You can no longer jump up on the tarp like that.
And Busch didn't.
Yeah. Busch was not able to do that. There's a net now. You can't even, do what he did, but he was able to like lean over and kind of dive and make that catch over the tarp, which was amazing. Just the tributes like that. They aren't even tributes. Like you can't plan for that kind of shit.
But you know what I thought was
the magic was there.
A nice touch too that really brought me back to 2016 is that when they did the ribbon cutting of the gate, John Lackey actually cut it with his teeth. If you can see, there he is with his giant horse teeth. And Lester's got the scissors. John Lackey's got the America 250 hat, of course, and the teeth.
Yeah, and the teeth.
Those are some chompers.
And children were not allowed to be within 40 feet of him.
You could see why he accidentally eats children sometimes. With teeth. Like he just walking around and like children are getting sucked into his freaking giant tooth hole. So, and one more picture, or actually a couple more pictures just of the Bleacher Barbecue. There's us all, a bunch of the Ranters, just a good looking bunch of guys. And there's Bleacher Jeff, Sarah Sanchez. You see Jeremiah Pop Rocky in the background. And
yeah. I was having such a good time at that cookout, talking to people. Austin, I had never met Austin before. I don't really know who he is. He saw me when we were in the line to eat, said hello, and he said, I think he's from Arizona. And he's just like, yeah, I'm in now. And he's like, it's awesome that like I listen to the show all the time. It's really cool that you're here, and that you were there, Danny, and we were like, it was just kind of like cool. Like you forget that we're not just doing this for ourselves. Like there are people out there watching. Steve Scher was in town. And he's Steve from Arizona as well. Maybe I'm mistaking the two of them, but Steve Scher was in town hanging out, having a good time. It was so much fun.
Well, yeah, and a lot of times you get to put a face to a name or people that have come around a bunch or
Austin's in the chat from Iowa.
Yeah.
It was good to see you. See, yeah, I got him mixed up with Steve because Steve's from Arizona.
Well, you meet so many people. You want to know something cool that happened to me at the Bleacher Barbecue is some guy came up to me and he said, you don't remember me because it's when I used to write on Bleed Cubby Blue, but I had put a picture of him and his son going to his first game, the son's first game when he was like 10. Like this was in like 2014.
Oh, wow.
When I first started writing on Bleed Cubby Blue in 2014. He said I had put a picture of him and his son on Bleed Cubby Blue, and they always remember that. And they always remembered me and all this stuff. And he goes, so good to see you again here now. And his son's standing there. He's like, has a beard. Like back then he was a little
he's
kid.
In his mid-20s.
Yeah, he is. No, he had his 21. He had a beer in the bleachers that day. At the time he was 10 years old or something like that. But it was 12 years ago.
Speaking of the beer in the bleachers, so Eli turned 21 on July 8th.
Oh, I heard you talk about this on Cubs Pod. You had to drop some dough.
Yeah, so we went to the bleachers, and I'm like, we're going to get a beer here at the bleachers. And here's the thing. That was Eli's first beer. He has had a couple of hard seltzers. He's had a couple of drinks and stuff, but he had never just had a beer. And we're there. I'm like, well, then let's go grab a beer.
Wait, he didn't drink before 21?
What?
He didn't drink before being 21?
Not much, a couple, but like I say, like it was like seltzers. You know what I mean? Like the kids aren't drinking beers like we were. They have a lot of options now.
That's right. We could pretty much only get cheap beer. Like
yeah, exactly. And Eli really just doesn't drink much. I mean, he had one beer, and later we were out at the barbecue, and he could have had more, and he's just like, nah, I'm good. So his first beer of his life, literally with me in the bleachers, it was a 20 ounce or 24 ounce old style that cost $20. Like this shit is so expensive out there. I was like, it's worth it because of what this is, but we aren't doing this again. I don't buy beer at Wrigley anymore.
Yeah,
this
no,
is
you
too
can't.
much.
No, I'm so glad I quit drinking. Otherwise, I would have had to not drink there. I mean, really, what I was doing is sneaking it I was sneaking in booze, but then I was like freaking hammered by the third. And I drank everything. I'm like, that's when I started chopping cup steaks, and we all knew that wasn't going to end up well. I know people miss it. I still see people be like, hey, you going to chop some steaks? I'm like, oh, I can do it sober. Don't worry about it. Like I am an angry enough person, but if you have the alcohol in you too, it makes you give less of a fuck if like somebody starts swinging at you.
Mm-hmm.
So We'll
Absolutely.
just avoid that. I won't go to jail anymore, and we'll just have this agreement with myself. But yeah, no, it is absolutely astronomically expensive. I don't know how people do it, or why they're not going to add it to trade deadline and cry poor still.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Well,
I do want to talk about one more community building thing that I'm doing right now, which is I've re-recorded the vocals on 10 years ago, and I've uploaded it to all the streamers, so I'm just like ready to release it for real. And I want to make a real music video. So I mentioned earlier that I want people to send me pictures of them from 2016, them and their families, and then pictures of them now. And I will put this together in a video in which like we'll either morph you from one to the other or you know side by side it. I'm not sure how I'll do it, but so send it to sonranto@gmail.com and do it soon because it's going to fill up quite quickly. It's a 3-minute song. Say you get 3 seconds per picture,
Yeah.
it's going to go quickly. So get your pictures in now. And what else did I want to bring up? I'll talk about John Baker Day on the other side of the break, but I do want to talk about the Anthem slap because that was freaking hilarious. And everybody asked me what I thought about it. And I was like, you're not allowed to hit people. Like, that's all I said. So let me just play it real quick. This is my own doctored version of it.
You had a little
Yeah.
You had a little of that Indiana Jones like punch noise to it.
That's literally a sound effect from a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. It's way better. And the music's like some intense movie. But I also wrote a Boomer Smack anthem, which is the national anthem telling the story of the boomer smacking the sitting kid at the ball game. And here's that anthem. I'll play it. This is a minute long. One day at Wrigley, a young protester guy had decided to sit during the anthem singing. Then some boomer old man tried to start up a fight, smacked that guy in the head. I'd have turned around swinging, but the dude just sat there. Then he rose from his chair. The boomer kept crying and was full of hot air. Another dysregulated, violent male. No one called security, and no one went to jail.
Yeah. Fuck that old dude. This is why I don't like old people. Like I have been on this show over a decade now, and I have never shied away from the fact that old people fucking suck. And this is just
and now you're old.
I'm old. And guess what? I fucking suck. But at least I recognize that I'm old and I suck, and I'm not gonna fucking be a dick like that. Fuck him.
Well, how much of the story do you know? Because it has more to it now.
I honestly do not give a shit. All I know is that fucking old dude needs to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of there. Look,
I agree
served in the army.
I totally agree with that.
And there's a reason. And when I was there, everyone, we were there for that kid to be able to do whatever the fuck he wants. This fucking anthem standing bullshit, fuck you. You cannot tell people that they have to do this. That's not what freedom is. And this old dude being an asshole, he should have got his fucking ass kicked. And
can you imagine? It would have been.
I hope on his way home, he fucking fell down and broke his fucking hip, and he limps the rest of his short fucking life, because I hope he dies soon.
Well, you'd slap somebody upside the head that's not going to take it like that kid did. That kid didn't seem like he'd ever been slapped in the head. But I've been slapped in the head that way. And usually I will slap you back, depending on where I'm at. But what I probably would have done, and what a lot of people would have done, is grab that fucking old man by his collar and throw him down like 5 rows, which I've also seen at ballparks many a time. And that dude might not survive that kind of fall because he's that old. But what happened afterwards is Little Yumper brings up the fuck the Cubs for their response to it. I was gonna bring up what the Cubs response is, but it's like they just have such the typical like both sides of it, everybody, because first of all, security didn't do shit, and if you hit somebody, that's an automatic tossing. Like, you're not allowed to hit people, period, end of story. Even if the guy's like, don't worry about it, I pissed him off.
Yeah.
Even if that happens, you're tossed. You're not allowed to hit people at Wrigley Field, period, end of story. Friendly confines, you got to go. And you're not allowed to hit somebody that's not hitting you, not even facing you. He's not even looking at. He's not even in your direction. So you're slapping him in the back. But it comes out, dude's like, well, see, I was in Nam, and my friends got killed in Nam, and I'm like, well, this kid is probably sitting because he doesn't want his friends to get killed in Iran or whatever dumb fucking shit they're going to send him to go die like that guy's friends did, that he still has obviously undealt with emotions about, that he's so sad that at any given time he might slap a dude not doing anything to him because he's sad about his friends. Now that got killed, which that's very sad, but this kid is actually fighting for the exact thing that would have gotten your friends not killed if we didn't have all these stupid unjust wars. So if anything, old Slappy McGee, you should be supporting the sitting child.
Yes.
And be like, yeah, brother, fuck this country. I was in Nam and my friends got killed. Instead of he's like, my friends got killed, so let's run it back. Let's do it again. Your turn to die, sucker.
And that's the thing. The fucking conservative media runs everything, and they're all a bunch of fucking assholes pushing their agenda. And the thing is, protesting against wars is protesting for soldiers. Okay? Yeah. If you don't want people to go and get killed in other countries, that is supporting soldiers. You do not want there to be fucking videos of people coming home and seeing their child for the first time ever. And the child's like a year old and everybody's like, oh, it's such a sweet video. No, that's fucking horrible. You lost a chance to see your child born and to have that first year with your child because you were in a fucking war somewhere that you have nothing to do with. Like, if you want to support the troops, then you fucking protest against wars.
Yeah, exactly. Especially ones when you haven't been attacked, like in the boomer slap.
Or in Iran. We have not been attacked in Iran, and yet fucking stupid McGee up there in fucking DC.
They were shortly, in a very short amount of time, they would have killed everybody they could have gotten their hands on if we hadn't killed all those schoolgirls.
Yeah.
Those schoolgirls were planning something very bad to do in about 10 years. They weren't normal schoolgirls. They were learning math that could be used for evil.
Evil math.
Evil
I
math.
agree with the evil math, by the way.
Exactly. It's called Twinkle Dee and Twinkle Dum in their evil math.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That Theo was there with the Twinkle Dum and Twinkle Dee stuff.
Oh, well, since you brought it up, it was one of my TFCs, but I have others, so I will put the picture of Twinkle Dee and Twinkle Dum. Unsurprisingly, Twinkle Dum is Jed.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, Twinkle Dum is actually Jed. He had the gray hair added just so they knew exactly who it was. He actually reached out to Joe at Obvious Shirts to get the shirt made.
I know, and Joe kept that a secret, and then finally did a reveal of him holding the Twinkle Dee Twinkle Dum shirt. Freaking love Joe. By the way, buy the John Baker Day shirt. It is freaking great.
Yeah.
Just
Well, and here's the thing. Been a lot of goofy stuff with
obviously it's been a goofy week.
Twinkle D, Twinkle Dumb. We had all the fun stuff with the bleacher barbecue and all that stuff. But the Cubs have had sort of the 2026 Cubs are nothing if they're not up and down. Win 2 of 3 against the Twins, drop 2 of 3 against the Tigers, and all of it is the Cubs. That's the thing. Like they're, and I was looking back at this, getting ready for this show. I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, well, and I did 40 minutes on Cubs Pod today because I had 2 games to talk about. And the whole thing was just about how the Cubs won 11-2 and then they lost 5-1. And those are both the Cubs, because if the Cubs decide that they want to play fundamental baseball, get base hits, move guys around bases, they're really, really fucking good. But if they decide they just want to hit home runs, well, then guess what? They hit a home run. Say Suzuki got his one shot. Nobody else did. And they look like shit. Like,
I was
so
thinking
frustrating.
Their one size fits all approach to what they do and how they're just the travel ball boys waiting for the orange slices. That one size fits all, I think it just matches up against some pitchers better than it matches up against others. And then it's kind of like a hollow, like their record is hollow. If you look up and down the National League in general, the Central looks so good. They all these teams above 500. But the only team that's above 500 against teams above 500 is the Brewers.
Yeah.
The only
and they're in first place.
And they're in first place and they lead the division. In fact, in the National League, the only teams that are above 500 against teams that are above 500 are the 3 division leaders. Now, the AL is a mess. They got the Astros are like 5 games over 500 against teams over 500, and yet they're not even a wild card team. And
we're gonna get an American League champion this year.
Oh yeah, it's all
coming out of that bullshit too.
Exactly. It'll be the Astros just because I brought them up.
Yeah,
you could bust some new garbage cans, but so it might be a bit of an empty success. Like some of it's like a bit of an empty success.
I was talking about it. Yeah, I was talking about it a while back. I think hollow is a great way to describe it because outside of those 6 games that they beat the Phillies, like inexplicably, well, first off, the schedule sucks and they had to play the Phillies 7 times in
2 weeks, 10 days. Yeah.
And they won 6 of them. Those are the only actual, that's the anomaly. That's the weird thing, because they also had the Mets in there and they're terrible. And they beat a bunch of nobodies in those 2 big 10-game win streaks. So if you take that 6 games, you cut it down to say 3-3. Well, now we're at what? I guess it's still 10 games up.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
10 games over.
It's not a bad
500.
team. They're definitely above average. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that put up against the really good teams, and maybe they'd be one if they didn't get so hurt. But from the pitching standpoint, but that's not the issue with this team. The issue hasn't been the backup for the backup for the backup. They've actually done a pretty good job bringing up your dudes that have been serviceable and finding the scrap heap guys that at least can come and do things like Bryce Wilson comes and does 5 innings with his dad bod and then gets unceremoniously dumped. They've been doing
Bryce Wilson is now with
a Brewer,
the Brewers now.
So they've been doing things. What's happened is that you had prolonged slumps from some of the dudes like Bregman, and you lost entire games because of bad approaches with the offense. You had the one winnable game. The way this could have gone a different way and not gone 500, gone 4-2 instead of 3-3 on the week, is in that one game when you had every opportunity in the 9th inning to win that baseball game against the Twins on Monday night, and you blew it. Seiya Suzuki blew it. Bregman blew it, and there's just no excuse for blowing it. They was such little things.
3 guys.
3 guys failed.
3 guys. I believe it was Dansby got a no. They loaded the bases.
Yeah,
And
bases
3 guys
loaded.
struck out. And the worst part was that Bregman, the final strikeout to push that into extra innings, was
Ball
a ball.
4.
That was ball 4. If he just doesn't fucking swing
one
like
time,
an asshole.
The one time the Cubs swing, like they're always not swinging. That's probably how they loaded the bases with walks, because that's their thing. But yeah, it was very frustrating. And then so you win 2 blowouts. Great. And wait, what was it exactly? I had it written down here. You win. Oh yeah, two blowouts. You lose the heartbreaker, and then you have 2 anemic losses where you just didn't show up.
Right.
And so it just feels like a very 500 team, and 500 teams are going to play 500 baseball, and that's exactly what they did. They played 500 at home.
Well, and the thing is, I don't know what they're doing, what the game plan is for each one of these guys, but it felt like they had Framber Valdez out there, and it felt like they were I don't think we can hit home runs against Valdez. Let's just get hits. And what do they do? That entire first inning, they score 6 runs. It was all, there was a triple.
Singles and walks.
It was a triple to start it. But then they loaded the bases with walks and singles. And then they scored all with walks and singles. Through that whole thing, they scored 6 runs. That was enough to win that game. But then the next day with Montero out there, Montero was, kind of like the old Avia shirt said failed starter. He was a failed reliever. And they decided to make him a starter. And I think they thought they could just tee off on the guy. And they couldn't. And they all
got 4 hits,
swung out of their shoes and just struck out and hit fucking warning track shots all day long.
Yeah. And meanwhile,
just looked terrible.
They're scoring plenty of runs. And it's not like it was just a tough night to hit, because Twins managed to do it. The Tigers managed to do it,
The game I was at, the Cubs won that Saturday. But I do remember, I think it was this game. Dansby Swanson led off with a triple.
And didn't score, yeah.
And didn't score, was still standing there 3 batters later.
Yeah, and it's just that fundamental. Somebody hit a sac fly. Dude, I might cheer louder for that than I would for a freaking home run these days. I'm like, oh, situational hit. My God, it's incredible, a miracle.
Yeah.
So is there anything else? I don't think. Well, I know what we should do. The silhouette, commercial break, come back, talk about all the other things, because it really was a busy week for a 500 ball club. There's a lot going on. We barely even talked about the baseball, but the baseball is frankly a little dull.
Yeah. It's weird. This is such a weird team. I've never been so, I don't know, just blasé about a 13-over team. They are doing great in the winning, but you also look at it it doesn't seem like that. And I think it's because they go up against teams like the Tigers, and you see them, they easily could have swept that series and they lost it 2-1, and it's they didn't have to. They could have won that series, and it felt like it was right there for them to take the entire time, and yet they didn't. And that's kind of how the season feels. It feels like they rattle off some good wins, and then they just lose for no reason. And
that's baseball.
I don't know how to feel about I don't know what I'm seeing exactly.
What I can tell you is that when I was looking at all the highlights this weekend with the 2016 team being around, and we're looking at the John Lester bunt, and we're looking at Travis Wood, in the Ivy catching baseballs, and we're looking at the characters on that team, the Rizzo tarp catch, and we're looking at all these magical moments that now make up that 2016 season. And they would always find a way. That team won 103
games.
103 games with a tie. So,
exactly.
3.5.
I love that there was a tie at the end of the season. That was amazing.
Used to be ties all the time, but yeah, it doesn't happen too much anymore. But so if you look at all those magical moments and you just don't see that kind of vibe out of this team, and a lot of it is Joe Madden versus Ratface, a lot of it is like the Brizzo brothers, a lot of it is the fact that you had a starting rotation that not only remained healthy, but had won the ERA championship as a team. Like they had the lowest ERA. It was like at 2 or 2.5. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. The pitching. This is not that team. The 2026 Cubs get their asses handed to them by the 2016 Cubs, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, no, and I mean, you cannot overstate the health of the 2016 teams and why that is such a big deal. But it's also that team was pretty locked in. They understood where they were, what they were supposed to do. Everybody was in on the same page.
Embrace the target. Yeah.
With 2026, who knows where you're going to bat day to day.
They're waiting for Chat GPT to tell them.
And here's the thing. I have been down on Bregman so much this year because he's just in big spots. He's been terrible. And yet he's putting up numbers because he gets hits in not big spots. But right before the All-Star break, they moved him to the 3 spot, which I hated until I saw it. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, Alex Bregman likes this. There's something going on here that is working for Alex Bregman.
He needed to see 5 more pitches.
And then what did they do? They moved him to the 4 spot. They just moved him out of that spot immediately. And all of a sudden, I think Bregman's just kind of in his head, like, why'd they move me 1 spot? I'm like, why'd they move? Like,
well, Madden used to do it all the time.
He can't fucking do it now.
Madden's lineups were crazy. He was doing.
They were crazy at the end of that run. I would like to see how different the top half of his lineup was in 2016. I'd have to look that up. I know by the time we got to 2018, 2019, like, yeah, we were seeing just weird lineups every fucking day.
Yeah. Well, let's do the silhouette.
Is why I think maybe Jed started to get a little more involved.
Right. It's like, actually, Joe, why don't you do this?
Why Madden decided not to stick around. Why Theo maybe decided he didn't want to do this anymore. He left a year early, left $5 million on the table so that he could just leave. Like, I feel like maybe this sort of like ultra graph math stat hole front office started to come into their power really towards the end of Joe Madden's run there.
Oh, Joe Madden's run as a manager, period, because it got worse. Every team ended up doing it. Every team ended up going this direction. He's not the only. The Cubs weren't the only one. They were, if anything, following. They're followers in this stuff, and they don't particularly know how to use it.
Well, and I mean, that's baseball as a whole right now is like that. It's the most milquetoast. They've made everything so homogenous. It's all just the same, no matter what you watch. And maybe that's what is getting me about this season. It's like, it's just so much more noticeable that everything is the same.
Like, hey, look, everybody's got the same batting stance and throws the same, and every pitcher looks the same, and they all have the same mustache, and they all went to the same college.
Yeah, exactly.
It does feel that way. All right, well, let's do the silhouette, shall we?
Okay.
You have one, right?
Andy says he thinks Madden was a better manager. I agree, Andy. I think Madden was a better manager, and I think when he got to do what he did, I think he was really good. And I don't know if he got to do that. And I don't know, at this point, I was down on Craig, still kind of am, but I wonder if Craig could be better if he didn't have to deal with this front office. I don't know. But getting into here we go. We have a pitcher. You can see this is a Chrome Topps card. And all of a sudden I realized I'm supposed to have some sort of a clue.
You forgot.
I totally forgot. This dude, you know what? I'll tell you this. He runs on electricity, not on coals. Maybe that'll help you figure out who this guy is.
All right. And on that note, I'm going to switch it up a little bit today, and we'll start with the Fanarchy commercial.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there because I was entrenched in the awesome new baseball fan app called Fanarchy. It's the best way to keep up on Cubs and baseball news and follow every game live. But what I like best is the game search feature. I can find any game in history by describing it and say I was there. Gabby Hartnett hits a big homer, and there it is. The lineups, the box score. Oh, I can reminisce about being there at the homer and the Gloman. People don't say Gloman about dusk like they used to. Let's try another. Babe Ruth calls his shot and hits a homer at Wrigley Field. And there it is, that Charlie freaking Root. What a bum. Anywho, I love Fanarchy, so I wrote them a song. Get off Facebook, get off X. The Fanarchy app is the best. For all the Cubs baseball news I need, I always use Fanarchy.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm a talking penguin. No, I'm not like the Batman kind of penguin or Ron Say or that dumb fuck Happy Feet. No, I'm the spokespenguin for Penguin Imprints, who makes awesome imprinted items with original designs. And they do custom stuff too. Why, check this out. And this. How do you like this, Chicago? And I love this one. And this might sound a little weird coming from a penguin, but fuck ice indeed. Penguin Imprints also makes custom t-shirts and stickers for your event or organization. And because they're sponsors, listeners of the Bleacher Punch Network can get 20% off any order at penguinimprints.com with the code BleacherPunch. Okay, that's enough about Penguin Imprints. Now I gotta go find that little bitch Happy Feet and put his smirking beak on the other side of his head. I hate that fucker. But man, do I love Penguin Imprints.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Ranter calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dumb crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
And
Hey,
we're back.
We are back. We got some guesses in the chat, and it's funny. This was not a guess, but Mr. Fourth Row, Artie Boucher, said all named Cade. He was not talking about pitchers, but yes, everyone on the Cubs will soon be named Cade.
Yeah, all the
especially if they're a pitcher.
draftees. Yeah, all the draftees were named Cade or Caden
Yeah.
or
Carlos
Dylan.
Yumper says Carlos Marmol. That was incorrect. Master P. Levy says Carlos Zambrano. That is incorrect.
Must be some Carlos.
And then you get Andy Wells is on the right track. He says Hamels with an S. Artie comes in with Cole Hamels. You're both so close, but you're wrong because it is Jason Hamill.
Jason
No S.
Hamill.
It's Hamill. Jason Hamill was part of the 2016
Yeah,
team.
he was
He showed up this weekend, and that's what made me think of using him in this. One of the unsung heroes of 16, because once they got into the playoffs, he was kind of gone. Like he got him through the season, but they didn't use him much postseason.
Yeah, and in fact, I think they did use him more in 2017, and that was kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Am I thinking of that right? That
I'm not sure. I think he did okay in 2016. Like he was fine, but then because he was with the Cubs in 2015 as well.
He was the potato chip guy. Remember when he had leg cramps and he needed more salt, I guess, so they told him to eat chips.
Yeah. But he was with the Cubs from 2015 to, I think he left in 18, but maybe he left before 18. But he was there for a few years. He got himself a ring. He was part of the regular season crew. He just wasn't quite good enough to, get a lot of run in the playoffs.
So I want to share a link to.
By the way, the clue. He runs on electricity. I should have said he runs on potato chips, not coal.
Yeah.
But I said he doesn't run on coal because Cole Hamels with an S.
Yeah.
Also pitched for the Cubs, but it's the other Hamill.
And so I am going to throw another meetup next Wednesday. People that are in the city. It is the 29th of July, which is the night the backup catcher got the win, even though technically it was the 30th that was when the magic happened. Because
morning the backup catcher got the win.
Yeah, I was just texting his brother, and he was recounting. He had worked at a gym, so he had to be at the gym really early. So his habit was he would go to bed. The Cubs game would still be on. He had to be at the gym early. And he'd wake up and check the score, see what the Cubs had done. He was going to Northwestern University at the time. And he said, I picked up the box score and it said winner Baker. He's like, well, what the hell? What the hell happened? He had no idea. Hadn't seen it. And the game had only ended like 3 hours before he had to be at the gym, So he found out the whole story. He's like, what the hell happened? So he was as shocked as anybody else. But so we're going to get together and over at Nisei Lounge, just watch the game. Whoever shows up, maybe we'll all pitch in, order some pizzas.
Oh, God, I wish I could be there.
Luis Medina was already going to do that. He had already said that he was going to go to Nisei Lounge next Wednesday, watch the game and eat pizza. And I was like, well, can I get in on this too? And he's like, yeah, hell yeah. Let's have more people eating pizza and watching the game. I also think I might do like a 50-50 raffle. And, because as part of the John Baker Day money raising situation, because we're doing it online, it's a little bit different to do this year. So if you go to sunranto.com/John Baker Day, you'll kind of see all the ways that you could support John Baker Day and also bid on some fabulous items or get into the raffle to win some fabulous items. I think the way I'm just going to do the raffle is there's place you could buy raffle tickets on sunranto.com/John Baker Day, just through PayPal. I'll put your name in the wheel of names. We'll have fun. You get to see your name spin around and we'll do the raffle that way. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Also, there's the John Baker Day auction, which has a new item, an Anthony Rizzo signed bat. This bat.
Ooh, I saw that last night. I might want that bat.
This bat was in the auction. The guy who won it donated it back because him and his wife are supporting the game, my musical, in a big way, like a matching granty way. So anyway, as part of that, he just wants to like help me out as much as possible. He donated that bat that he won back to this auction. So now the bat could be yours. So thank you to Steve Gerstung for that. And there's also mental skills coordinating lessons with John Baker, which I could use, but I cannot afford him.
Right, exactly.
But go to his website, though. Intentional Performance. There's little like tapes that he made where he'll like do a guided meditation with you. So anyway, he's donated sessions, so you can get in on that. There's also a fun event, which Tom right now is the winner of it so far. But two things Tom is the winner of. It hangs over my shoulder. This Joe Madden signed scorecard, one of only 400, lineup card that I got from Club 400, signed by Joe Madden. Only 400 of these even exist. He's the leader of that. And the other thing he's leader for is a meal at Wrigley'sville Dogs and a bleacher ticket, hanging out with Bleacher Jeff in the ballpark. So anyway,
which is hilarious because Tom's up at the game often enough. Like he could totally just go grab some food. Jeff would go and grab Wrigley'sville Dogs with him. I mean, it's awesome that he's willing to pitch in for that.
We had a Poncho Boy prize last year, and the guy that won that, I said, I had to ask him, I'm like, so what made you bid on this? I kind of put this in there that I didn't think anybody would bid. And then it turned out to be one of the more popular prizes. He goes, I thought it would be fun. And I'm like, that is the best answer I've heard in a long time. And it will be fun. So he was right about that. And it's like one of those break-even things, because after you pay for the bleacher ticket and the Wrigley'sville Dogs, if Tom's getting a pretty good deal at this point right now, like right now we lose money on Tom winning this, right? Because it's only at $100. So get in there, because we're going to have the John Baker Day auction end during the program, which is next Thursday starting at 7 p.m. We'll go 7 to 9, something like that. Then
7 to 9, sure.
Well, I'm only going to keep John for an hour of it. I promised him. His brother's going to come on and play a song on his trombone, which I'm pretty excited about. We're going to do John Baker Day trivia and stuff. Maybe John will hang out. Levante's going to come by, I think.
I would 100%. Yes, if you want to do the over-under at 2 hours on John Baker, you'll probably win on the under. But if you do the over-under at an hour on John Baker, I think you're going to lose because, I've hung out with John a little bit at John Baker Days in the past.
He can talk too.
He's a talker. He has great stories and he's very charismatic. He's fun to listen to. He really is. And he does know so much about all the stuff going on around the team. And I think, it's kind of like with this Lovable Reunion podcast with, David Ross being a backup catcher. He was just in a lot of spaces that the stars weren't. They were busy. They were doing stuff. They were, and so the backup catcher really got to know all the dirt. And John Baker has great stories.
It's like if you're on a movie set, like who knows everything? The hair and makeup. They know everything that happens. Like, because everybody sits in that chair and they're stuck. And
they're stuck there for like an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And they're stuck and they got things to say. So, no, and John Baker being talked about during the Lovable reunions, talking about him being a mental skills coordinator, talking about his assessment of Jake Arrieta having the nastiest shit ever. Like, he's probably the first one to call it. Like, I would love to hear me and Lyle talking about the Jake Arrieta Pedro Strop trade in 2013 for Scott Feldman. What did we're like, a couple more bums coming our way, I guess. It's probably what we thought. Guy's got an ERA of 4. He only had 8 wins.
Yeah, I remember talking about Scott Feldman just because I thought Scott Feldman looked like a goth Amish guy.
Yeah, we used
Just
to
the
call
way
him the
that his
chin
beard
strap.
was,
Yeah.
and he had dark, like he wore like mascara in his.
Yeah. He was like JD Vance of his time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He was the JD Vance of the pre. What do you call it? Like it's the antebellum is pre Civil War. Do you call the anti championship?
Yeah, the anti-championship. There you go.
Anti champum.
Ooh, I like it.
Anti champum. Anno Domini. But anyway, John Baker Day is going to be a lot of fun. And I want to shout out Dominic Galoro because he donated a freaking awesome raffle prize, which I want to thank him for, which is he makes these custom laser printed or was it? No, 3D printed. I don't actually don't know.
Laser etched.
Laser etched. Thank you. And he makes all this great stuff. So he's going to make, I think he said cutting boards and like some side things to go with the cutting board. Forget what it was. Tumblers, I think. That's what he said. Now I forget, but he wrote to me and told me what it is. But something like he's going to make you something and you can win from a ranter Dominic's handiwork. So
Ooh,
looking good.
See, I might have to get in on that one too because I would like a baseball. He has been doing these laser baseballs for teams all around the Cedar Rapids area. So, to give to the kids at the end of the season. And it's a kid sitting with the bat on it. Like you see the back of the kid's thing. He's got the bat on his shoulders and his name and his number on his jersey. God, they look awesome.
Yeah, no, they really do. He was showing me pictures of those. I mean,
I was a kid. I was lucky to get a fucking orange slice and a Capri Sun at the end of the day. These kids are getting badass baseballs with their name and number and shit on it.
End of the year pizza party at Gatsby's is what we got. All one long table, a bunch of stinky kids begging their mom for Pac-Man quarters. That was the day.
Oh yeah.
So don't know if I have anything else to add about John Baker Day. Let me look at my notes to make sure that one more thing is that I want to shout out all the raffle sponsors because they, without them, I have nothing to raffle off. So I want to thank Ballhawk Dave because he's raffling off some jewelry, In the Clutch shirts, Penguin imprints, and Crawley, who he donated a Patrick Wisdom, Matt Kemmer signed art piece, and also a ball that's also signed by Patrick Wisdom. So, and then the Dominic. So that's a lot of great prizes. I got a couple things around here, and one of the grand prizes, although I don't know if this is better or worse, is where the hell did I put it? I thought I had it right. Oh, it's up there. Is the 2016 championship bottle of champagne.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's worth like $125. So hopefully somebody local wins it because I don't know if it makes the trip. It's
That's gonna be a tough one to ship.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one to ship. So anyhow,
you know what, Danny? Why don't you add to anybody bidding on that can meet you at Wrigleyville Dogs and you'll buy them.
I'll add it to
you'll buy them you'll hand it over to them and they'll get an Italian beef combo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and so far it's Tom. You got to outbid Tom Cooper. Somebody's got to outbid him because $100 isn't even going to cover a beef sandwich and a bleacher ticket at this point. Tom's he's walking away, really stealing from me at this point.
We all know Tom. He's always taking shit from people.
No, Tom's a wonderful guy. That's why he loves showing up and hanging out with the likes of us because we keep him in check. Because otherwise, left to his own devices, Tom can really get himself into some trouble. Boy, that guy's a wild man.
He is a wild man. We gotta, so many times we've kept him out of jail.
Yeah, Tom Cooper climbing up light poles and trying to go to hookers. I mean, we try with Tom. We try, we just we've kept him out of jail. Well, a few times. Those other times we weren't so successful. Anyway, I'm super excited. Please tell your friends, like, share, all those things. And we'll do it online and I hope to see you at Nisei Lounge next Wednesday as like the pre-show party. I have a little segment on the show that nobody really likes, but I like it because so I'm going to do it anyway.
150 years ago.
It's disconcerting. It's a little frightening. It's also a bit annoying. I have to agree.
Yeah, nobody likes it. Yeah, it's
but it's
talking about Little Bighorn usually, just some horrible.
It's such a good idea, and then I'm always excited about it, and then by the time it's over, I'm like, oh.
Well, this might turn it around for you here. Okay. So, first of all, there's some real baseball stories that are involved here. Now, whatever you think of the baseball that was played 150 years ago, which was not the same brand of baseball that we currently are witnessing at Wrigley Field in Chicago, but there was a game. There was a lot of run scoring this week for the 1876 Cubs. And one of those guys that was getting a lot of hits and scoring a lot of runs was a guy named Cal McVeigh, who had 6 hits on July 22nd and 6 hits on July 25th. And those are consecutive games because of the way it works.
Yeah.
So because of that, he's the only major leaguer to known to have 6 hits on consecutive games.
Okay, but here's the thing. It says 6 hits and 6 hits. Was he 6 for 6, or was he like somehow 6 for 7 or 6 for 8?
He could have been, because they scored. I told you they scored a lot of runs. Yeah. So the White Stockings, the Cubs at the time, beat Louisville 18-0 on July 20th, and
the Louisville Grays.
Of course,
yeah,
they had no other colors. They had 2 colors.
Just so you know,
gray or white. And the gray, you got called the Grays when you ran out of laundry soap. So
yeah, they were
no
the
poor
team.
Yeah,
they were the poor team. The White Stockings had money. The Grays had no money
because they had bleach and a laundress. So, but then they beat the White Stockings. They beat Louisville, the Grays, 18-0, and then they beat them 30-7. And
Good
then
Lord,
they beat Then they beat Cincinnati 23-3 on July 25th. So they scored 71 runs in 3 games. And here's what's wild about it. Not that that's not wild enough, but it gets wilder. So Louisville was charged with 37 errors in the 30-run game. 37 errors.
That's amazing. There hasn't been 30 errors in all of Major League Baseball this year because they just refuse to give anybody an error.
It's true. The errors are way down, and they certainly won't show them to us on the recap.
And here's the thing: the errors are not way down. They just don't call them errors anymore. They call them base hits and move on.
Well, this scorekeeper was so ruthless that he called 37 of them, even though the fielders did not wear gloves. They had no gloves.
Yeah, this was the era before gloves. That's true.
Yeah. So, and the scorers considered very few balls too hot to handle. This is from a Saber article. So it's
and to be fair, they didn't wear gloves, but a pop fly you could catch on one bounce. That would still be an out, because even then they were like, I'm not catching that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting under that with no glove.
And so I told you all that baseball stuff to tell you the real 150 years ago that I have today, because that wasn't good enough. But there was on July 20th, a 250-mile walking race that turned into a brawl in Chicago at a place called McCormick's Hall, where Daniel O'Leary raced a German-American named Henry Schmel.
His mother would later have a cow that would burn down the entire fucking city.
It might have been. I don't know. But it could have been the same O'Leary. I'm not sure. But spectators accused O'Leary of running instead of walking. It was a walking race. You had to walk.
Oh yeah, I've seen it in the Olympics. This
Yeah.
shit still exists.
Yeah. So anyway, Schmel was pissed, and so was Chicago Alderman Jacob Lengaker, and he punched O'Leary in the nose. And then Schmel quit, and the referee declared him the winner, and O'Leary issued what it said was an angry anti-German challenge to the crowd. So he said some shit about the Germans. And then Schmel and O'Leary ended up being best friends for life.
That's like
They're
when
both
you're-
into walking. I mean, they have common interest. They were just walking around.
I know. They weren't actually friends. Everybody just saw them out walking together. They were actually still competing.
Fighting they were competing. Exactly.
They're
love
still
each other.
arguing.
They're like, no, they're just as fast as each other walking.
No, that's like some old school, like elementary school shit, right? Like you get mad at somebody and then you end up in a fight with them, and then you end up like, oh well, we just fought and now we're friends because we fought.
Yeah, no, that's how it works. That is how it works. All right, the Pirates. Speaking of people that we used to be friends with, now we can't be because they're too close in the standings. Because there was the time that we used to feel bad for the Pirates because they were just so terrible and hapless. Well, they're not so bad this year because they're 53-50, and they're only a half game out of the wild card, and they're tied with the Cardinals. Although the Cardinals played tonight. And we face the Cardinals next. So we got some division games going on. They are important. Hopefully the Cubs can get their shit together for it and not just go 500 and make some noise. And the Pirates have played well in the Central, 17-12 in the Central. And like I was saying before, they are above 500, but they are 5 under against plus 500 teams. The Cubs are 2 under, all hollow. It's all hollow. And
So, Eli made a point the other day about that Twins game because the Twins beat the Cubs the day before.
They were
put
now
the
under
Twins
500.
at 500. So then when they beat them, that gave them one extra game for
Yep.
beating a team at 500 or better.
Yeah, and then the next game they did not have that opportunity because they were then under 500 again.
Yep, exactly.
So, and that might be the case here. Although, no, we won't unless we sweep the Pirates and put them back to 500. Put them at 53-53. But their offense has been really good. Like their offense, their OPS has been second in baseball behind the Nationals, which that's also surprising.
That's weird to hear you say those words.
Oh, this is just the last month, by the way. These are the last 30 days.
Okay, I was like,
No,
the
no.
Nationals have not been good this year.
No, but they have
come
been
on.
They've come on. Yeah.
They've come on, but they were terrible early.
Yeah. So anyway, but they've been better than the Cubs the last 30 days. They deserve to be in the position they're in. They've been third in homers in the last 30 days. They're 8th in walks, but they're striking out a ton, more than anybody, in fact. And they steal a lot of bases. And this last month, the Pirates have scored 5 more runs than the Cubs, 150 to 145. And that includes all those Cubs blowouts because the Pirates, they didn't beat anybody 23-3, but they did beat a lot of people like 9-7 and 10-8 and different scores like that. So they were a little bit more consistent in putting up a fair amount of runs per game. So it's like not an average, which is actually hollow because I don't care if you win 23-3, if you're going to lose 1-0 next game, like we did all week, like we did this week. Like
exactly.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always listen to the opposing broadcasters, and that the Twins broadcasters were saying that like, oh yeah, they've scored like 6 runs a game for the last like 14 days. Like, yeah, but there was a 23-3 in that run.
That's
like
4 games of runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, so they're good. The offense is good. Their starters, they've got pretty decent starters with Paul Skeens at the top of the rotation there, but their ERA is better than ours. Starter ERA by a third of a run, 4.14 to 4.46. And their bullpen is a third of a run worse than but it's just all very average and mid. and they're
Well,
just
that's
like,
the name of the game anymore. I mean,
it is.
MLB stands for mid-level
level
baseball.
baseball. Yeah. It is. And they want to add 2 more teams. I finally saw like a professional, like an actual person who works for a huge sports conglomerate come out and say, you think they can't fill these bullpens now? You want to add 2 more teams to this and have 24 more pitchers to get shelled on a nightly basis? Your own team doesn't have enough guys, let alone 2 more teams worth of dudes.
There is an American League team and a National League team in Florida. Neither one of those teams can put butts in seats. Cut those 2 teams.
Yeah, move
that
them.
would make the league better.
Cut off America's wang. Let Florida fly into the sea. Let it become an island, fine by everybody. And those 2 teams can move to.
No, they can move to the fucking sun. Just cut them. They don't.
Exactly. We don't even.
We
need
don't
them.
need teams in Florida. Nobody wants to go to those games.
So their defense is not good. So they're just a young team with not great defense and a hot offense right now. They're probably, I was asking Brian Ziegler to come on the show, our Pirates fan friend, and he could not. He's rehearsing with a band, but he said, I expect them to fade down the stretch. This is not a team that is going to be able to consistently hang around long enough to get into that 3rd wild card spot. There are more talented teams out there. But he goes, every move that Ben Cherington has made has worked out for the Pirates. Like all these no-name dudes that he picks up to like run through here, they've all worked out, he said. So they've had some luck on their side.
He's on a bit of a heater, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Cherington's on a heater. And we might be catching the Pirates on a bit of a heater because their offense was freaking excellent. Anyway, that's what's going on with the Pirates. And then we got Matt Boyd versus Jared Jones, similar ERAs in the low 4s. Neither team faced the other guy this year so far. Then you got.
Let me just say real quick, Matt Boyd pitched that game on Saturday. That was that.
It was great.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
Just absolutely so good out there. I think he went 7 full innings.
Well, Boyd, Imanaga.
We shouldn't be so surprised by that, but fucking pitchers going 7 innings is wild anymore.
Well, if anything, I mean, it's kind of nice. There's a little less mileage on his arm right now, because you actually at the top of your rotation right now, you've got Imanaga and Boyd. You're going to throw a couple lefties. Most likely like games 1 and 2 of your 3-game series if you make the postseason tournament. And that's what it's going to look like. And the Pirates, that's who they're going to face. They're going to face Matt Boyd and Imanaga right here. And it's going to be both 2 lefties. And the Pirates do not play that particularly well against lefties. In fact, very few teams do.
Yeah.
So,
well, because their lineups all get fucked every single time a lefty goes out there.
Like,
the manager freaks out and screws their lineup over.
Well, you know why?
Nobody knows how to hit against a lefty.
You know why?
Now the most important thing in baseball is the hand you wipe your butt with.
Absolutely.
So we got Boyd, a lefty. Pirates don't do well against him. Imanaga, a lefty, 3.91 ERA. He's got that ERA under 4 now from pitching well, keeping the ball in the ballpark. Thank you very much. But Paul Skeens is going to be out there Saturday night. That's kind of exciting. He's got a 3.43, so he is touchable, and we've touched him.
He's had. I mean, look, Paul Skeens is a good pitcher. He has had some games this year where he has been bad. Like he's just been bad in a few games. I don't expect that from him, but like you say, he's been touchable. And when he's touchable for like 9.
Well, and I'll put up the Cubs numbers against him. It's kind of small if you're watching right now, but we don't do that badly against him. We got Bush with a homer and a 267 average. Horner's got a homer, 267 average. Suzuki's got a homer. Swanson's got a homer. They've seen him a lot, and they don't do too bad. They can string something together and maybe put up some nice runs on Saturday against him. I mean, knock him out of the game. He only went 5 last time, but he struck out 10. Like, he went 5 innings against the Cubs, but he struck out 10, but they got him out of the game for making him work. There was an error. Bad Pirates defense made it hard for him.
I was just going to say that. The thing that the Cubs have done against Skeens that has worked for them is to see a lot of pitches. They strike out a lot against him, but if he's got to throw 7 or 8 pitches to get the strikeout, then they get into that bullpen. And that is where, like, literally we have seen over the last 2 years, probably 4 or 5 games where the bullpen for the Pirates has just literally walked the bases, like, it's been insane how bad the bullpen has been in the last couple of years behind Skeens.
Yeah, and they're maybe not as bad this year, but they're still not good. If you think our bullpen is bad, and it's not good, their bullpen is worse, a third of a run worse. Well, to be specific.
And part of that is, if you want to get it, I don't know what their fucking FIP is, but the defense behind their pitchers is not good. And we saw one of the most amazing things I've ever seen live in a game. Saturday, we got to see the 8-4 to 2 to 5 to 3 double play, because the Twins just absolutely didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, running all over 2 guys at second at one point. The guy going home fucking turned around and ran the other way, even though PCA dropped the ball. It was just bad base running. And it's amazing. And I feel like that's kind of the thing that the Pirates end up doing too. Like, you get into their, only it's the other way. Like, you get into their defense, and then all of a sudden you have Cubs runners running all over, and they're scoring and you don't know why. The same way that the Twins, you're like, how the fuck did we just get a double play? I thought we were going to give up 2 runs.
Yeah. Well, and that is, you got to admit, the Cubs do play pretty tight baseball when it comes to that stuff. They don't make too many dumb mistakes like that.
They are good on defense. They make mistakes at times. They absolutely do, but it's only noticeable to fucking Fruit Loops like us that watch every goddamn game.
Yeah. But we haven't seen too many like 8-2, 4-3-1 double plays. Where,
we don't see those.
We haven't cued the Benny Hill music in a while. Let's just put it that way.
Just the fact that the Cubs defense was able, like, I don't even know how the Cubs defense pulled that off. Like, to be present enough to get those 2 outs in that moment was wild.
It really was. I mean, I was cueing the Benny Hill music in my own brain. I was playing it certainly out loud. So in the last game, and we didn't really talk about this, but Tyone is back, and he's coming back again.
Oh my God. He's been fucking horrible too.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's bad.
And I love they put Philip Maton. They put him back on the IL for the exact thing. Like, his knee is hurting him, and they're like, oh, rub some dirt on it, Phil, and just learn to fucking play with it. He pitches like 2 games. He's terrible, and they put him back on the IL, and then they bring up Tyone.
Yeah, it's not going well with Philippe Maton. I think they should just shelve him for the year and just call it a day. Let him, I don't know what he needs to do. They're going to find out that he needs like major knee replacement surgery or something like that.
Yeah, they seriously need to do a 60-day IL on that guy and just not worry about him the rest of the year.
Yeah. So Tyone, he's going to go back out there. He was not good. He gave up a bunch of dongs in his return. He's going against Ashcraft, and the Pirates actually do pretty well against Tyone. That guy, is it Lau or Low? I always forget until with the steer.
Brandon Lau. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
I just say low.
he's got 3 home runs off of him in 17 at bats, so that's not good. And I remember Low screwing us over many a time, and but both of them doesn't really matter. Low or Low will destroy Cubs pitching. There's no way around it. So I already mentioned that we're going to be hanging out on Wednesday. That's my announcement. We're doing John Baker Day next Thursday, 7 p.m. Show on up, buy some raffle tickets, bid on the auction items, and also vote Matt Camber in the St. Louis Today Best Tattooer competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let me share that link out too. I don't know how many times you can
One
vote.
more note about this series coming up. Remember, they are in Pittsburgh. They are an hour ahead of us. So these games are going at 5:40. The first two games are at 5:40, and the game on Sunday is going to be at 12:35.
12:35. Yeah.
These are always the games that I'm tuning in an hour late. I miss like the first 3 innings of every one of these damn things on the East Coast. So I just want other people to maybe not have that issue.
So save the date, Cincinnati on the September 19th. We'll be out there. And not to doorknob this, but Little Yumper asks, do you think the Cubs will make a deal before tomorrow? I never know what the hell the Cubs are going to do.
But why tomorrow?
Well, I mean, there is tick-tock. They got only like a week.
We've got
deals are already happening.
But we've got a week. I mean, week and a half to before the true deadline hits.
Yeah,
So
I mean, and then
not
they're
sure
doing
why he was wondering about tomorrow. That's all.
well, and we didn't even mention this, but they're doing dumb shit, and it's not dumb shit to James Triantos. I'm sure he's very excited to come up and play, sit out, ride the pine instead of Kevin Alcantara.
He's riding the pine for like 30 grand. He'll do it.
He'll do it.
He's gonna play. He's gonna be up for a week, never see the field, and make more money than he's made all year long.
Yeah, I mean, he really hasn't. I looked up his numbers, and they're not particularly impressive. So I don't know what to expect, except for that he's going to sit and
He's just
be an extra guy, and hopefully late in the game when it's 23-2, and they've got a position player on the mound in the 6th inning, and like that happened the other day. That was pathetic.
They're gonna give him the start against Skeens, and then they're gonna be like,
Welcome to
"That
the
kid
big
sucks.
kid.
You're no good."
You're no good.
Skeens is gonna
Get him
throw
out
the
of
ball
here.
105 miles per hour past him like fucking 6 straight pitches, 2 outs, and then they're gonna bench him for the rest of his life.
Well, do you know what I wonder about is if some team is interested in James Triantos and they said, tell you what you do, you call him up. I want to see him hit against Skeens. And then we'll see if we can make a deal. I want to see how overmatched he looks against Skeens because everybody's overmatched.
I mean, that would make sense because that would allow the other team to be like, yeah, he can't hit Skeens. We're not giving you as good a deal. They're going to lowball him. They're going to talk the Cubs into seeing him against Skeens just so they can lowball him.
Yeah. Or Triantos comes up, hits a home run, and it's a closer. We get a closer.
Yeah. I mean, that it matters because we never need anybody to close any fucking games.
Yeah, because it's either 17-2 win or a 1-0 loss. And Daniel Palencia is, well, when he comes back, he pitches in lots of ties, really.
I was just going to say a lot of fucking ties. Fly the T Palencia.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's always a million more Cubs storylines, but we were selfish tonight and just told stories about the fun we had this weekend. Oh, man. But you know who else had a fair amount of fun this weekend?
The Pirates make the Cubs walk the plank, putting 3 wins in their bank. The Cubs keep on touring to a place that is boring. St. Louis, the home of the stank. P.U.
Dude, if anybody knows about stank, it's Cubstradamus. Holy
Man,
shit. That
but
guy
if
stinks.
Cubstradamus can smell St. Louis, oh boy. I mean, it
Yeah.
must really stink.
I mean, there's a reason that right across their chest, they have shirts that say the Lou.
Yeah. You take a dump right in it. They'll probably wear those. Probably not actually, because it's in the week. Maybe they'll do it just to piss us off, to troll us. I have 2 TFCs. Do you have one?
I do. I have one. But you know what? Real quick, before we get to the TFCs, you had it in the rundown. You skipped it because we are running a little bit long, but I want to talk about this.
What did I skip?
The Zach McKinstry pitching in the 7th inning.
Oh yeah.
You have it in here because I feel
It's
like
an
you probably
abomination.
did want to talk about it, but
Here's
what
all
is
I
your
want to
take?
say about it. If you're gonna do that shit, have forfeits, have slaughter rules. If you're trying to save your guys, no, it was cute for a long time, and it's just not cute anymore. It's like they gave up with 3 innings to go.
yeah.
So
It's ridiculous. They didn't even fucking try for the last 3 innings. It's really bad.
yeah,
I mean, you know what? I don't know. You could do a bitch clock on this or not, whatever. But I'm about to go off here for a second because John Sciambi is the dumbest motherfucker I have ever fucking seen call a game. He's watching this game and he's all butthurt because Zach McKinstry's up there throwing fucking eephus pitches that nobody wants to see, which, by the way, I will say one of the funnier things I've seen was like 3 eephus pitches and then that 81-mile-per-hour fastball that everybody was like, holy shit, where'd that come from? That was absolutely hilarious, by the way. But Shambi's up there. He's fucking acting like a dipshit. He's all fucking upset.
yeah.
And
He said, "I hate this." That's what he
Yeah.
said.
He
Quote
said,
unquote.
I hate this. And he looks at Rick Sutcliffe. 70-year-old fucking Rick Sutcliffe is up there. He's fucking 3 martinis in. He's having a good time. He was talking to Greg Weintraub or Greentub. I don't know. Some guy that fucking spent a whole bunch of money so he could be on air and absolutely outshine fucking Boog Sciambi the entire time he was there. And so he's there. He's talking to Sutcliffe. And he says, well, they never did this when you were pitching. John Sciambi, have you ever fucking watched baseball? Did you just fucking fall off the turnip truck, you stupid motherfucker? Like, baseball existed prior to fucking StatCast, you asshole. Like, back
how
in
about
the
those
day,
37 errors.
Rick Sutcliffe was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I threw 7 innings 7 innings just on a normal day. If I threw 5 innings, I was having the worst goddamn game of the month for me. And then when the fucking bullpen comes in, Lee Smith, he was like the first kind of real like closer in the game. He pitched 3 innings every fucking time he came into the game. Sciambi, Boog, you fucking moron. No, they didn't fucking pitch any goddamn position players back then because starters pitched 7, 8, 9 innings all the fucking time. And if they didn't, then you had 1 reliever come in. You didn't fucking run through 7 pitchers in a game in which you were losing 11-0. That doesn't fucking happen. You didn't need position players in the 80s or any time before that. You only need it now because the fucking stat holes are so goddamn afraid that Cade or Caden or Cadley or Cadle or whatever the fuck Cade you have pitching is going to hurt his fucking arm. Give me a goddamn break. Shut the fuck up. Get off my air. Let Alex, let somebody else fucking take it. Let Greg Grinny, what a fuck. He's got enough money to pay to be on this fucking air for the rest of the season. I want to see him and not fucking listen to your stupid fucking 5-year history of baseball having ass. Shut the fuck up.
Very good. And on that note,
you know what?
well,
I did.
I think that's a perfect.
I did not have that planned until I saw it in your rundown. And then when you skipped it, I'm like, nah, fuck this. We got to go. We got to go.
But that really is the perfect segue into TFCs because you just flexed like a cube. That was beautiful. But I totally agree with you. I mean, it's bullshit. It's like, what are we watching here? It's like, oh, is the beer free now? The beer should be free. You get a position player in there, free beer for everybody, free beer and hot dogs. Everybody go home. Everything left over. Fans get to eat because you guys stop freaking giving a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking teach these guys to pitch and not just throw.
And their numbers, like these guys padding their numbers, like, oh, you got like some guy like Seiya Suzuki, like how many home runs of his are actually off of a position player?
I think he's got like 3 or 4.
Exactly. He's got 18, it's like, no, he's got 14, just like Boog wants to say that, Ian Happ has one more home run.
Yeah, because he hit it into the wind.
Yeah, on opening day. It's like, yeah, get it below the wind and maybe we'll talk. Then you can.
Yeah. Fucking, I'm just so goddamn tired of Shambi. And when I hear stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, have you just never watched baseball? Like, he hates baseball. He doesn't like baseball. And all these fucking idiots who are out on social media and they're like, Boog is so good. I love Boog. He's so fucking fun to listen to. It's like, have you watched baseball? Do you know what the fuck you're looking at? Like,
they like the Marquee show, the Boog and Taylor and the whole gang. I mean, for one thing, a lot of people hate Sutcliffe. Like all the people that most people hate are my favorites because it's like, because I don't know what Sut's going to say. And he absolutely interrupts. He absolutely does not go with the flow. He absolutely has like a voice that's somewhat irritating, but it is wonderful to listen to. Because even though like, remember when he said that he wants to have public executions at Wrigley Field on Twitter? Like, this is the content I would watch Marquee for. So I would love it if they gave Mark Grace, freaking Rick Sutcliffe, give them mics, let them cancel themselves and the cows come home, and I will sit there eating popcorn like the Michael Jackson meme.
It airs at 3 a.m. and it does, and it's not on YouTube. Like, it's old school 1980s. If you didn't stay up till 3 a.m. to watch the Mark Grace, Rick Sutcliffe show, you don't see it. You don't know.
Exactly.
No, and I seriously, I wanted to find a TFC about Shambi and stuff, and somebody out there, and I almost went with it, but then I decided to. But somebody was talking about how Shambi just seemed all butthurt because everybody liked old man Greg. I mean, that dude's fucking 80 years old, and he had his fucking pants pulled up to his goddamn chin.
Nice job, Greg.
and
congratulations, Greg.
Shambi was over there doing his best Zaidman. Like every so often he'd be like, the ERA is fucking, like, shut the fuck up, man. Greg's on a roll. Let him go.
Speaking of weird old men, did you check this out? Somebody found this on the broadcasts. Somebody's sitting in the bleachers with just the worst shirt. You must have seen this.
I saw this.
This guy in a shirt that says, "I got my prostate examined on Epstein Island." And he's sitting right behind a kid.
He's just sitting right behind this kid. And it looks like that kid's dad is sitting there going, don't turn around and don't ever talk to strangers.
Nice. That kid's in danger. I'll tell you that much.
But it's funny too, because the kid is like, he's pointing upward and it looks like he's pointing at this dude's shirt.
It does. And not to mention the fact that the way the guy is standing is kind of creepy. Is kind of children of the corny. Because like who stands like that? He's like making no gesture at all. His hands kind of hanging down to the side. You know, it seems to be just staring straight ahead while everybody else seems to be in action, a la, the Da Vinci's Last Supper. And just like as if some Children of the Corn guy was painted into the Last Supper. I'm glad we can't see his creepy glowing eyes.
Yeah, that Malachi motherfucker is just standing there in a comatose, like just looking forward, like freaky.
Where do you get a shirt like that?
On Facebook.
And he's saying that he was anally penetrated by a finger or something on Epstein Island. Okay.
And we know this dude's way too old for that shit. Epstein wasn't digging on guys his age.
No, and that guy doesn't look rich enough to be on the island. You know what I mean? Like that's some banker shit.
That's actually an aspirational t-shirt for that guy. He's like, I wish I had enough money to get anally examined on Epstein Island.
Oh boy, I didn't even know that's a thing I didn't even know you did there. These files, they just come out one by one. You find out new things all the time. I guess
he's
this
got
t-shirt,
3 million more in his dresser at home.
This t-shirt was once redacted, but now it's been. All right. Well, what's your TFC? I'll take mine down.
All right. Well,
that was awkward. Awkward shirt.
It really was. So this goes back to the Rizzo getting the home run ball. This is on the MLB Reddit, so not the Cubs one, just the MLB Reddit. And somebody brought up that Rizzo was getting this ball and has a picture of him with the ball and his kid and all this stuff. And this San Francisco Giants fan, I love it. No idea what's going on. He says, dude's wearing his own jersey.
He was actually... He was actually wearing, I don't know if he was wearing it in the bleachers. I think he was. He was wearing his 2016 jersey.
He was. Yeah, he was wearing the jersey that he was wearing in Game 7.
In Game 7, yeah.
It is just so funny that Dime Chimes, like, just coming off the top rope, just busting Rizzo out. He's wearing his own jersey. Who else is, when you're a Major League Baseball player,
who else?
You wear your own fucking. Who else's jersey is he gonna wear?
It would be funny if, like, Rizzo showed up in a Matt Caesar jersey or something like it. I mean, why not? Be kind of fun. I would if I was a player like that. I would certainly mess with the fans that way just for fun. Like, I'd go out there in a Dexter Fowler jersey, like, dude, let's trade jerseys just for fun. Everybody take pictures and think it's funny.
Yeah,
just
nothing made me happier than seeing that dude thinking he was dunking on Rizzo in that moment.
So I don't know if you caught the new All-Star logo, because the All-Star game, if the season's played and they get around to it, they will have an All-Star game at Wrigley Field next year, and they have a new All-Star logo, and I have to explain all this, I guess. But Cubs Memes tweeted out 3 pictures. And first of all, the All-Star logo, where they put the MasterCard symbol, if you can picture it, it's got the orange and red interlocking circles. Well, they put those orange and red circles right where, like, a Starman's balls would be, so it makes, like, how, like, you can make a Starman, like a star kind of looks like a person. It's got the arms stretched out and the legs stretched out and then the head. They put the balls right down there where the MasterCard logo is. So anyway, there's the one with the balls, then one without the balls, and Bob Barker saying, "Have your logo spayed or neutered."
Yeah. Oh, it is. That is great. It is so funny because you're 100% right. That All-Star Game logo looks like it has balls just sitting there. And the thing is, who looked at this and didn't think that? They could have put those fucking balls up where the MLB logo is and just lowered the MLB logo, lowered everything just a little bit. Maybe you don't even use a fucking star. Maybe you use the Chicago star. Wouldn't that have actually been awesome if they had used the 6-point star off of the Chicago flag for the All-Star game?
It doesn't say anything about Chicago.
No, except for, it says Chicago, but that's a joke because it also says 2027. And I don't give a fuck. Anybody who's sharing this and acted like there are people on the internet getting excited about the All-Star game next year. Whoa, you poor, sad people.
It actually looks like the Dallas Cowboys star. If it looks like any star.
It really does look like the Cowboys star, except for
the balls.
Except for the balls. So the Cowboys are neutered for sure. But yeah, there's going to be no game next year. There's going to be no game. There might be a semblance of a season. There might be a 60-game sprint. There might be some sort of like 100 games or whatever. But in those seasons, they don't do the All-Star game. They don't have time.
No.
And so
we don't
really
know who's
don't
good.
see the All-Star game going to Chicago next year. And the worst part is we've waited 37 years for this thing. And it's probably going to be another 37 before they come back.
Yeah, they're like, well, it's part of the new Players Association deal. We're going to play the All-Star game in Hawaii at a neutral site.
Right.
Some dumb thing. And so that is the show. We're going to give away the #chance postcard. So this is your last chance to get in the chance. Also, make sure you like and subscribe and do all those things, just because then you can keep up with us, what we're up to and stuff. Yeah, I need to find. I have way too many tabs.
Yeah,
open.
and you want to subscribe to the podcast because we do Cubs recaps.
We are
every damn day. And I will say, look, when you get a podcast that's 20 to 40 minutes long, like I did today, but when you get these podcasts that are longer every single day, I get it. You can't listen to all of them, right? But we're there for you. Like, it's there. If you miss a game, we're there for you. You can find out what's happening. If you want to know a little more about what people are thinking about this, we're there. We're talking about these games every damn day. And I feel like
shout out to Mike Waller too, who has been away from it, but he's been having the time of his life coaching a little league team in Cooperstown.
Yeah, coached a little league team in Cooperstown, and now he's going to the regionals with another team that won the state championship. Like, awesome job for Waller. I hope you guys win, and I hope you can't do any more Cubs pods because you just keep winning.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Next thing is you're going to Japan to play the best team in Japan.
The fucking Bad News Bears
redo.
Yeah. I would love it.
I'm glad that you are of that certain age that I knew you'd get that reference.
Yep.
It'd be at the Astrodome, everybody chanting, "Let them play."
Yeah, 100%. All the Bad News Bears movies. The first one is still a classic. That one holds up. The ones after that, sequels were rough.
All right, let's pick a winner. Round and round she goes.
I'm
in here. Do you see me? I'm in here somewhere.
I did. I saw you put that in. Why did you do that?
Because I want to win. I never win anything anywhere. But Master P. Levy with the W. Congratulations.
Nice. Yes, you still didn't win. Right. See, that's the thing, Danny. You put yourself out there. It takes courage. But then you have to deal with the fact that you just lost again.
It's okay. I mean, I would have had to have written a note of love and doom, and I would have some trouble with that, I think,
You know what? If you put in there and you ever win, I'll send you a postcard.
I think I should try to win just to make it so that I have to send less postcards. So I
thought you just didn't want to send a postcard.
Exactly. It's true. And so now I like that the work is now put off on you. That makes me even happier.
Yeah.
Like, so you're going to waste Michael's time now.
I have one right there.
Oh yeah, you won.
That's in my John Baker Day, done by Mac Hammer, the print. I've actually got like 3 of them in there. Behind that, one of them says "fuck the DH." But yeah, I've got that postcard right there sent to you because I got into the chance one time and I won.
And won. Well, you're like Rizzo sitting in the bleachers getting balls hit to him. You know, just you play once, you get
too. I was like 1-0. I win. Fucking dropped the mic. I walked out. Never did it again. Fucking champion right here.
So reminder, send me your pictures from 2016 and 2026 with you and or your family. Send it to sunranto@gmail.com. I'll put you in the video. I got new vocals on this song, so I'm going to share that with you. It's like a new mix of the song. Hopefully it's okay. I would just, sometimes I don't know when to put down the crayons. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hate things when I put them out and then I like them like 8 years later. I'm like, hey, it's actually came up pretty good. Or I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's me. Oh shit.
Right.
Like I never know what my reaction will be. So everybody can appreciate that. Anyway, that's the show. And I guess we'll see you next week or on Cubs Pod if you subscribe.
Yeah.
Spagog.
I hope I see everyone much more often than I get to right now.
Yeah.
Because this last weekend being there and seeing all their entries, that was so great. So
yeah, we should just
see them more.
If anything, it said to me, we should do this more often. Yeah.
We absolutely should.
So
all right.
Spagog.
10 years ago, we cried in the stands. 10 years ago, we drank and we danced. We listened to games at our grandfathers' graves. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. We chalked up the walls 10 years ago. We conquered the fall with songs in our throats. We slaughtered the goat. I want to go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. Build me a time machine, a time machine. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we laughed through the tears of a century's years. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to when we sang Go Cubs Go, back to 10 years ago. When we were all young, 10 years ago, we finally won a family and friends. Let's remember when, and we can go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we listened to games at our grandfathers' graves. I wanna go go back to 10 years ago.